Hi, I'm Meanwhiles and Never Was, and today I'm going to be going through some stuff that I think might be interesting from my new song, Only Ever. So the song opens with the riff. It's not really a polyrhythm that's going on there, it's just that the riff is in a repetition of 5, whereas the pulse is in 4, so it doesn't quite line up unless you add in or take away some beats. So there's 2 bars of 4/4 and a bar of 3/4, so you get 15 beats in the section, while the riff also plays 3 times, but it doesn't line up. So that's a cool effect. But the riff is the main compositional force of this song, like with Less that I talked about a few weeks ago. The riff was written first and then the rest of the song developed around that, so aside from the verses, pretty much everything is just a variation at riff. So there's obviously the original, and then it develops into, and then in the pre-chorus you get, and then the chorus is just, again, the riff, but condensed into chords. So everything in the song is really just based around that one riff. So aside from riff, what else is going on? Well, after the first riff, there's the transition into the first verse, which is kind of like a big nu metal style riff. And it goes into the big grindy, which opens mainly with the bass carrying the movement. The guitar's just chugging away. And then the bass has the actual movement and development of that riff until the drums kick off with the guitars coming in, doing the digga 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 digga. And the entire verse is quite stripped back compared to the rest of the song. It is just that rhythm carrying it, and it's kind of a bit gringy and grimy and gross, which fits the lyrics, because this was the first song I wrote for this project where I really focused on the lyrics having like imagery around it, not just meaning something. It's trying to like the album cover, the lyrics sound all desolate and despairing and empty and void of anything good, which kind of fits the the just monotone grinding of the guitars and the bass. And then of course we move through the pre-chorus into the chorus, and the vocals become a bit more melodic than they have been previously. It's not like a massive big melody, it's just following the top line of guitar. Which just, it opens up the song a bit more. The drum pattern changes, moves to the crash cymbal, the guitar and the bass doing a more open rhythm than the really tight digga 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 digga. And then the vocals move into a melodic section, just opens things up quite nicely and makes the chorus sound bigger than the rest of the song. And then in the second chorus, we get some strings, very subtle strings that's mixed quite quiet compared to the rest of it. It's just sort of to give a bit more texture in last chorus to make it feel like it has a bit more oomph than the previous chorus. But other than that, production-wise, there's not really much going on. It's very simple. It's just double-tracked guitar, bass, a lot of distortion on bass, and then drums and vocals. Again, the vocals are overdubbed with each other to get a bit more of the artificial harmonics through the distortion from screaming, but there's not really much interesting that I haven't talked about in the previous discussion video. It's just being used in a different context. It's not really much else interesting in the production. But yeah, like I said before, this was the first song that I really focused on creating imagery within the vocals instead of just having a theme and talking about it, trying to create some sort of visual aspect to the lyrics. So they do feel quite, I think, quite like Wasteland-ish. It feels like how the album cover looks, which sort of complement to what the lyrics are actually about thematically, which is the end of the world-ish, not like the actual end of the world, but sort of like the ruining of the planet through war and global warming and AI ruining everything and turning everything to slop. So again, there is a discussion video of the artwork specifically and the animation of the artwork for the visualizer with Reese Kelly, which we go into that a bit more detail than I will here. But yeah, that was Only Ever. It's a very simple song, I think, but is one of my favourite songs that I've written so far for this project, which is fun because the B-side, or the other track on the release, Parasitic, was the first track I ever wrote for this project, so I think there's a good comparison there between the two, of this one, which I think is really strong, standing on its own, and then Parasitic, which I probably wouldn't release it on its own if it wasn't alongside another single, because it's not like the finished thing of what this project is, but it's interesting, I think, to compare the two, where Only Ever is sort of what the project is, and then Parasitic is where it started from. Speaking of Parasitic, I will be doing another video where I talk through some stuff from that song, which will be weird because I wrote it ages ago, so I might not remember everything, but we'll give it a go. Only Ever is out now, you can listen to it, go stream it. You can listen to Meanwhiles and Never Wers on this YouTube channel or on your favourite streaming platform. Go listen to it, I think it's good. Thank you. Bye bye.